Your home always needs to grow and change as you do, even when it means getting rid of those things that aren't working anymore. Albert is a comedian and actor who wants to live and entertain in high style, but his well-located apartment is cramped. The living room isn't very roomy, and the dining room, well, what can I say? There's not a whole lot of dining going on here. For someone who wants to entertain more, clearly some things just have to go. We're going to bring a modern retro look to Albert's air hockey palace with ideas that are, of course, affordable and portable. Meet Albert. He's giving me the tour of his space. He's in full leisure mode.
Well,
I like the outfit.
Like I said to you earlier, I thought it was tomorrow. You know, I'm sure I wrote it down tomorrow.
We're looking at your space, which is kind of, right now, looks like the real bachelor pad, especially the kitchen right behind you.
Yeah, right there.
What's the plan? Do you use the kitchen a lot? Are you a cooker?
No, I don't cook, and as you can see by the state of my kitchen, I don't clean either. What I'd like to do is cover that up some way. I was thinking maybe you could get a false veneer or something like that looks like a clean kitchen. Just put it up, you know, like Wile E. Coyote would pay to fake tunnel.
Actually, I like that idea. It'd be really cool if we get somebody to do a trompe-l'oeil of that.
Yes.
See, there's a decorator term for that.
Really?
Trompe-l'oeil.
Trompe-l'oeil? Oh, all I know is pilaster.
Your dining table's down below. Does that work for you?
No, actually, the only thing I use it for is obviously candles and my remote controls. That's all. That's all. I've never eaten on this table ever, and I've had it for 2 years. So yeah.
A lot of the typical pieces, your futon.
Right. Yes, the futon couch that folds out, and you know, and is the futon. I'm sure is far from comfortable, and I'd like to get rid of that or do something with it. Change
Address
it
that
somehow.
area.
Yep.
There's one piece that you're apparently committed to, which is the armchair.
The armchair has to stay because I spent a lot of money on that armchair, and I felt so guilty about spending that much money on a chair that I adopted a foster child to alleviate my guilt. So now this chair is costing me like $400 a year. So this chair is staying.
What's the story behind this? Check out this air hockey game.
This is something I won. I was at a bar one night, and they were giving out free ballots to anybody who drank, and I guess I drank a lot because you know, hey, I like to, and I ended up winning this air hockey game, and I thought, wow, awesome, this is great, what a great thing. Then I realized once I got it in here, it's half the size of my apartment, so I don't use this space at all anymore, and I can't get out to my patio, I can't do anything in here, and so this has got to go, and I want to open up this area.
But we're gonna play a game, aren't we?
Yeah, you're darn right. And winner gets a free couch, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, come on. What do you got? You got nothing. Where's your game?
Where's your game, boy? No, it didn't go in. It went over the end.
Come on. Come on, you wuss. Come on.
No! It was a good game.
Can't believe it. I'm humbled,
I'm
sir.
glad I don't owe you a sofa.
You sure don't, yeah.
We're going to get rid of the air hockey game,
Right.
get it out of here, which will free up this space. And what I want to do is then hunt around the apartment, pull some elements. We're going to make a designer out of you. And to get a theme going.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Peter.
Let's get this out of here. Albert and I have been digging through his space, pulling out some elements that I think are great to help build up that theme. Are you sensing the theme here?
I think I see something here. A lot of shiny stuff, right?
A lot of shiny stuff, and again, retro. These are great, and these I could tell are true vintage
things. This was my grandfather's, actually.
Was it really? And these have a great story.
And these were my grandmother's. She left them to me, yes.
So I like the idea of bringing them out and you know, putting them out on display because they're wonderful pieces. And more so getting that theme happening. The bar, obviously, element.
Kind of like a retro sort of idea is where you're going, right?
Another piece that I really love that I think is great is this. Check this out.
That was actually my grandparents' stereo.
Was it really?
Yeah, that's right.
How to strip for your husband.
They were swingers.
Have you ever played that?
No, no. My CD player doesn't take LPs.
Oh, okay, very exactly. I like the idea of almost using those as an element, maybe as art or something like that.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay.
It's thinking outside of the box.
Peter, you are a genius.
Teresa gets inventive with shower curtains next. Albert, we've been given the job of upholstering this cube that Teresa designed for you. Do you know what it is?
It's a box.
It's a storage ottoman.
Oh, a storage ottoman. I thought it was a box.
It is a box right now, but it will be an ottoman once we cover it in fabric. We're going to be doing upholstery. Have you done
Peter,
upholstery
this
before?
is too hard.
No, it's not hard.
It's impossible
easy.
for someone like me.
Nylon batting.
Okay.
We're using this. This is what gives you that sort of comfy, padded
Oh,
feeling.
yeah,
You know,
okay,
when you're
yeah,
bumping into it, you don't,
don't-
nick your shins and stuff.
That would be nice. I would appreciate not nicking my shins.
So we need to wrap the entire box, the 4 outside pieces, in the nylon batting.
Okay.
And in order to do that, what we're going to do is use spray adhesive.
Cool.
So why don't I let you do that?
Okay.
And you don't need too much, just enough so that the batting doesn't move around on us.
Right, okay.
Very cool. You're doing such a great job.
Well, thank you. Well, you know, I vandalize a lot. So, you know, it's spray paint, graffiti, glue, it's all the same.
Batting's in place. Now the real work starts.
Oh, you mean the trimming wasn't the real work?
No, not at all. Now we apply the fabric, and this is a great fabric that Teresa chose for you. We're going to wrap around the same kind of way we did the batting,
Right.
You know, except this time rather than gluing it, we're stapling it in place. We're stapling on the inside of the box and down at the bottom.
Oh,
And the
okay.
way I like to do it is you start in the center and you kind of work your way along.
All right.
Okay, let's put it in position. I think she has
right.
it planned for this wall.
Right.
The lid we've already upholstered in apparently your favorite color.
Yes, red is my favorite color. I love red things. They're bright.
And then Teresa sewed up this great cushion.
Cool.
Which makes the whole thing much more comfortable.
That looks nice.
You ready? Isn't that great? What are you going to store in here?
I don't know. You know, the stuff I don't want my mom to find.
Crafty ideas to hide an unused kitchen next.
Albert,
Teresa!
another project.
Oh, fantastic.
I know you're excited. So
Yes.
we're going to make a dining room carpet for the dining room for
That's a
underneath
good
the
place to
table.
put it.
Excellent. And we're going to be using this vinyl, the charcoal vinyl, which
Mm.
I purchased. It was very inexpensive. It's very easy to work with, and it's very easy to cut, which is why I chose it for this project. Now I've inserted this red wave,
Mm-hmm.
and if you'll notice, it's not actually sitting on top of the vinyl, but it is inlaid. So
Ooh.
it looks a little bit more authentic. But I do want to repeat this red wave over here on the other end, and you're going to help me do that.
How? How can I help you?
Well, pay attention,
Okay.
and you might learn. So I have a red piece of vinyl
Right?
and my charcoal vinyl, and I'm going to take my pattern which I've drawn, place it on top of both. I'm going to tape the whole thing down so that the red will not move on top of the vinyl, the gray vinyl. I'll cut the whole thing out. I'll pull the gray back and slip in the red vinyl in
and
between
then tape it in between like you did on the first
and
one.
duct tape the whole thing.
And some more personal elements in the dining area.
Those are all Albert's photos. He had 2 photos framed, and I thought, let's just go with that. We bought 3 more frames, put some of his photos in, and we made a nice little line across that wall, which really filled the space.
Albert's apartment didn't reflect his boisterous lifestyle, so injecting hot reds and cool metals finally makes it seem like home.
I think it's amazing. You guys did you really turned it around here. And I've got to say, the one thing I really like is that you've made it so dangerous for children. Okay, we've got breakable shelves, sharp metal corners, and glassware everywhere.
But it all looks beautiful.
Yeah, amazing.
You work quite closely with Teresa. How was it working with a decorator?
She was amazing. I've never done that before with a decorator. Because it was great. I had no ideas, and she'd come in and she'd say, "Well, why do we do this?" I go, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah.
And this is what came about. And, you know, so just don't even argue with them. Just let the decorator come in, do whatever they want. That's what I would say.
You were involved a little bit.
I
We
was.
helped with coming up with a theme. We started from there.
That's right. Well, you found all the different items in my
Yeah.
place, and you found a theme from that, which was really cool. And we did, I think, when we used some of the items from my place, like some of my grandfather's phone and some old lamps and stuff, and my photos that are mine that I actually took.
Are terrific.
And that's great. Yeah. So it all worked out. And then, of course, I have the letters on the wall that I like a lot.
What's the story behind that?
Okay, it says Loquax, of course, which is Latin for space filler.
Okay.
So it just fills the space. No, actually, loquax is actually Latin for talkative or talking a lot.
Okay.
It comes and it's the root of the word loquacious.
Right.
So I thought since this is the conversation area, we would put that up there and people would have something to talk about because they'd look at it and go, "What the hell does that mean?"
We did have to do some reconfiguring with the living space. I think it works better.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And the couch is amazing. This is such a much better couch than the old one that I had.
The dining area goes from an air hockey rink to a retro mod dining room, finally giving Albert a fitting place to entertain.
I can actually eat on that table, whereas the old air hockey table I couldn't eat on. So
Teresa was explaining it to me, and I couldn't really get my head around it. What were
Yeah.
your thoughts when she was describing what she wanted to do?
I don't know. I thought it was like going to be some sort of Jetson hover table or something like that. But this is kind of cool. I think it's neat. It's got a sort of a retro 50s feel to it, but still, it's kind of like what the 50s thought the future would be. You know, we'd all be eating on metal grids.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think you might use the space any differently than you used it before?
I think I'll probably be using it for entertaining and that. I'm certainly going to have more people over now because before it was just I didn't have any place for people to sit,
Yeah.
and I just didn't like having people over because I wasn't that proud of the space. But now I think I'll have people over and that, and pray to God they don't break anything. Don't touch anything. That'll be it.